Hey guys, it's your girl Stripe on the Ghetto Gaming channel with my very first YouTube video. And as you can already guess, this video is going to be a Sims forecast video. But I have also prepared a few questions so you can get to know me and see what the Ghetto Gaming channel is going to be all about. Now, I am going to announce a mystery LP somewhere in the middle of this video, but I will note down the timestamp so you guys can clearly see when I will start storytelling and telling you about the mystery LP. But throughout this video, I'll be giving you guys clues, so definitely comment down below what you think the mystery LP is going to be. So let's start this off by me introducing you to Cora Adams. Can we just take a second to look how beautiful she is? Like, look at those eyes. We just need a whole second, even more than that, just to appreciate how beautiful she is. Because look at her. Like, she doesn't even know what's coming up for her. Like, life is about to get real tough for you. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let me introduce myself. So my nickname is Stripe, but that's not actually my government name. My government name is actually Leisha, but Stripe's a bit of a nickname, and I'd prefer it if you guys call me Stripe. I got the nickname because on my 16th birthday, I got a blonde skunk stripe for my birthday, and it's just kind of stuck. Now, I'm 17 and I'm located in the United Kingdom. So if some of you are watching from different parts of the world and you think my accent sounds a bit strange, it's because I'm from the United Kingdom. I am Caribbean. I don't know why I had to say that. I'm Black Caribbean. I don't know why I had to say that, but I felt that I needed to let you guys know. Maybe it's because I don't have a face cam, but yes, that is where I'm from. I'm very proud to be Caribbean, and drop down your flags below in the comments so I can see where you're from, because we need to be proud of where we come from. That was a very random moment. I'm so sorry, guys. My social media accounts right now for gaming, for the Get a Gamer, I only have an Instagram. Obviously, I have EA because how else would I be playing Sims? My Instagram, I will either put it in the description or you will see it on the screen. I am thinking about getting a Twitter account and a Discord. Maybe by the time this comes out, I will either have a Twitter and a Discord, either or maybe in my next video I'll create those. But I do still need to learn how to navigate them properly first though. My EA ID though, if you would like to know, is MsStripe. Definitely hashtag me in some of your Sims, or if you have anything that you think would just pique my interest or would be really good for this LP, either link some CC down below, give me the names of some CC, or if you think, oh, you have a house that would be beautiful for me, don't be afraid to let me know. That's what I want this channel to be all about. I want this channel not just you guys watching me create content. I want it to be us creating content. Basically, I want to get to know you guys. I want to know where you guys are from. I wouldn't say put your name down in the comments below, because the internet's a really scary place. You don't know who's watching you. So I do have Instagram DMs, but I just want to get to know about you guys. I want this to be a relationship. I want to talk to you guys about anything. I want to come on here and be like, you know what, let's do a CC video because I need to get some stuff off my chest today. I just want this channel to be communication between me and you guys. I think the reason why I created this channel is because I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've just always been a little bit scared about it. I've been scared about the whole YouTube lifestyle, just everything that comes with it. And also I was just like, if I was to do a YouTube channel, what would I even do it on? And I clocked that all the time I was watching gaming videos. And I was like, well, why not start a gaming channel? But I was getting all these, those self-doubts in your mind when you're like, no, but why would I want to do a gaming channel? I don't know anything about gaming at all. And then one day I was just like, it doesn't matter if you don't know anything about gaming, just do it. Like, you don't have to be the best at everything to start doing everything. No, everything's a learning process. That's where I am today. I've created my very first YouTube video. I've put it out, and I hopefully will be putting out no, not hopefully, I will be putting out regular content for you guys. This channel, I want to play numerous games. Right now I'm mainly going to be playing Sims 4, but I would like to play other games, simulation games and also non-simulation games. I would definitely love to play Bit Live, and I would love to play Episode. When I tell you, ever since that game Episode has come out, I've had an unhealthy obsession. How old was I? I was probably like 9 when that came out. Like, I had no business playing Episode either, but you know what? Like, it was really character building. I feel like Episode prepared me for like the real world. I definitely would love to play those games, but I would definitely need to have my face to show them. I feel like those games don't really work with just me playing it without you guys having like a face to see. Now, I know my profile picture is quite blurry, even though it is me. I would say my reason for not having a face cam or not showing my face for this video is because even me talking to my microphone right now is a big step for me. Like, it's really awkward for me to just have this massive microphone in my face while speaking to you guys. And also, it feels like I'm speaking to myself, even though I know you guys are there. It's just really weird. So I'm just trying to gradually like build my confidence up to start recording face cams. And also, even this video is a voiceover. This is not live. If you was to hear the original like audio track, you would be like, what's going on? Like, when I tell you it was a mess, like I was spacing out every 5 seconds. I was like, what was I talking about? I'm such a random person as well. Like, my subject can really change out of nowhere. Like, I'll be talking to people in real life and they're like, you were telling me a story and you've changed 5 times, and now I don't even know like where I am at in this conversation. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just a very random person. So this video is a voiceover. I wouldn't say it's scripted though. I just have rough bullet points as to what I'm saying, so I don't sidetrack, or if I do sidetrack, I don't sidetrack too far and then forget where I'm coming from. Now, with Sims 4, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I haven't actually had Sims for that long, which is why I was really hesitant in starting this channel. I think I got Sims in May 2022, actually. And when I tell you, I'm actually beefing EA for this because, okay, let me tell you the story. So basically, what happened was, one of my friends, she always used to play Sims, and I would see it, and I think it was Sims 4 now that I look back at it, and I was looking for it everywhere, and all I could find was Sims Freeplay on my phone. So I became a Sims Freeplay babe. Anywhere, anything you see me doing on my phone, it was probably Sims Freeplay. Like, I love chaotic gaming, which is also what my channel is gonna be all about. I just love a chaotic storyline. Like, it's just, I don't know, something about chaos just makes me smile. I literally was playing Sim Freeplay all the time, making up all these storylines. And if you've ever played Sim Freeplay, you know it's like extremely hard to make these storylines. So one day I was in college. Now that's the UK equivalent to US. I want to say the last 2 years in high school. So I was in college playing Sims Freeplay, and one of my friends, he looked over my shoulder and was like, girl, what are you doing? I was like, I'm playing Sims Free Play. He was like, no, that is so ghetto. You need to get Sims 4. Now, because I've been raised in a way that my mum was like, I'm not buying you that game because there's no point. Me spending my hard-earned money on games is a waste of time. So I've always had that mindset. So I was like, no, Sims 4 is literally a waste of, like, spending that money is such a waste of time. Like, why would I ever do that? So he was like, oh, okay then. So fast forward. After that day, tell me why my algorithm was just algorithming. Like, is that even a word? Like, every single, and when I say every single app that I would go on, Sims 4 would pop up, a Sims 4 advert. I would see CC on my TikTok timeline. I would see on Instagram, YouTube. I was like, what is going on? Literally, I would see it everywhere. So I was like, you know what? Let me just start watching some of these videos on YouTube. When I tell you, I was hooked. Don't even ask me what was on Netflix around that time, because I can't tell you. Literally, anywhere you see me, like, I'd either be playing Sims Free Play or I'd be watching Sims 4 that was on YouTube. After a while, I was just like, no, this is not enough. Like, I need to get this game. So I was looking everywhere for it free, and I was just like, why is this game not free? Like, I don't want to spend £30 on it. Now, £30 probably not a lot, but around that time I just started a new job and my new paycheck hadn't come in yet, so I was not about to spend £30 on a game. Like, I just couldn't justify it in my head. So I searched around, and then this girl, she had a promotional code, so I got it discounted. I want to say like £5, if I'm allowed to say that, because it was a legal move. If anybody else, no, it was. So, and I got it, and ever since then, I just couldn't turn back. But then the reason why me and EA have issues is because that was May, and then June, July, August, September, October. 5 months later, they come out with Sims 4 free. What is that? Like, what? No. Like, are we gonna have to start tussling? Because why is it I went against all my morals to pay for this game, even though it was only £5, but still that could have been like a meal at McDonald's. Like, come on. I went against all my morals for this game to come out free, and since then I've been in a bad pattern. If you look in my CC, I don't have a lot of CC. I want to say I actually have quite a few mods, but when I do announce this Let's Play, even now, comment down below some CC that you feel would work with my style of making Sims. I'm not even sure if I'm Alpha or Maxi. I don't even know what that means, literally. But I do know, I do like realism, but I also like the game like stuff. So for example, you'll see in my houses, I've never actually built a house, but when I like to decor houses, you'll see that I don't really like using CC for houses. I like to use the Sims build. I don't know, it's really weird. I'm like on and off. But definitely, if you have any CC, whether it's hairs, it's outfit, please let me know, and I will definitely have a look at them and see if I will be able to download them. Now, the expansion packs I have cottage living, island living, cats and dogs, city living. Actually, this video is old compared to this voiceover, because I think it was like a few days ago, I impulsively bought Seasons, Eco Living, and Get to Work, and I'm loving them right now. But I definitely will need to get two more expansion packs for this I don't need to, but I would like it for this Let's Play. It's kind of a way of me rationalizing it. I do have Parenthood, the game pack. I have the stuff pack of Laundry Day, and I have Buster Dust Kit, which I think is actually quite a lot since I haven't had Sims for a year. But you know what? Let's just keep our eyes closed because it's a healthy, unhealthy obsession. So it's time for me to announce a mystery LP, which is a teen runaway pregnancy. Yay! Which is going to be fun for you guys and entertaining. But unfortunately for Cora, this is just not going to be great because this is real life for her, just not entertainment. And her life has already been quite hard and it's about to get harder, but all she's trying to do is just remain positive and keep a positive mindset. So let's get into it. So Cora's biological mother, let's call her Kay so this doesn't get too confusing. She found out she was pregnant in her extremely early teens. Let's say around 13, 14, she found out she was pregnant, and she wasn't even quite sure who Cora's father was. Now, she was quite scared and she was extremely alone. She was single. She didn't know what to do. And when she finally announced the news to her parents, their reactions were, well, get rid of it. And they reacted that way because they thought, well, she's way too young to be having a baby. She's got her whole life ahead of her. She's still in school. There's no way that she's gonna be able to take care and provide for this baby. And there's no way they're letting another baby in their own household. But after a while, Kay was like, you know what? No, I want to keep this baby. This is my baby. It's my choice. And she decided that she just wanted to keep the baby, which she eventually named Cora. Now, Kay's parents was like to her, well, if you're going to keep this baby, we're not having no grandbabies in this house, especially not yet. So you've got to go. So Kay was put out on the streets with not a single belonging apart from the ones that she had on her skin. And she left home. She was put out on the streets. She went from shelter to shelter, house to house. She slept in dustbins, showered in the rain. She did everything to survive. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to stay in school because obviously she didn't have a house above her head, a roof above her head, and that was her main priority. So she finally gave birth to Cora, and she was doing it all by herself. She was getting into her feelings. She finally gave birth to Cora, and Cora was the idol of her life. She was a beauty. Cora looked so much like her. She loved everything with Cora, and Cora was a motivation for her to go harder. Now, finally, her parents came back around after seeing Cora and seeing how hard Kay was working. They didn't apologize for the way that they treated Kay and put her out on the streets, but they started to become more involved in Cora's life, like taking care of her. So while Kay goes to work, Cora will have a place to sleep, a place to play, and also have a relationship with her grandparents. Now, because Kay's parents never really resolved their issue with Kay, there was always a lot of tension between them, and at times Kay was debating, does she still even want Cora in their lives? Now, Kay decided one day that she wanted to go to Notting Hill Carnival because she had never gone, and she thought it would be a great experience for her and her daughter to do together, where they could listen to music and they could just dance together and enjoy each other's company. But Kay's parents was like, no, that's so irresponsible. What type of mother are you? Just really putting her down. And Kay was like, you know what? When we come back, I don't want you back in my house. I don't want you anywhere near Cora. You're radiating negative energy. So Kay brought baby Cora to Carnival and they had a whale of a time. But then a male sim and a female sim got into a huge argument, which resulted in a female sim throwing acid at the male sim. Now, unfortunately for Cora, the male sim moved out of the way and Cora was right there. and the acid went all over in Cora's system and all over her skin. Now you can see that I've actually used a vitiligo skin and not any acne scars or no scar CC. That's because I've searched everywhere and I can't find any. But if you do know some good CC, or if you've seen some, please let me know and I will find it. Change her skin from the vitiligo skin to some actual like burns and some actual scars. So baby Cora was in the hospital because not only did this acid affect her skin, but it started affecting her health, giving her health complications. So Kay was left to being at home. She started to get so depressed, all up in her feelings. She couldn't believe it, that she just felt like such a horrible mother. She started agreeing with her parents. She was like, I never should have put baby Cora in that environment, and now look at her. Her life is ruined because of me. Like, this is not a good environment for Cora. And as Kay would visit Cora, when she would go back home, she stopped going to work. She stopped striving for her goals. She became so depressed. She was like, I just can't do this. So one day when baby Cora was finally admitted home, she left baby Cora in front of her house, and she left a note saying, hi, this is my baby. Her name's Cora, and she is such a beautiful child. She also noted down Cora's birthday, and she said that right now I'm going through a lot. My mental health is not here. I've been such an irresponsible mother, and Cora deserves a better life than I can give her. But I want her to know that I always loved her and I still love her, and sorted myself out mentally and financially. I'll be back for my baby. Please take care of her. And I hope she knows that her mother loves her so much. Love, Kay. Now, growing up, Cora always kept that letter close to heart, and she always kept it on her mind, because to her that was a sign that her mum was always coming to get her. So no matter what house she was moved into, it didn't really matter because it was all temporary and her mum was always going to get her. This was until she was placed into the Adams household. So the Adams family consisted of two people, Milo and Tracy. Now, they were the couple that literally everyone loved but envied at the same time, because they were literally like the ideal of the perfect relationship. They had met when they were toddlers and they had been best friends for the longest while, and eventually they turned into a couple and they got married really young, and their relationship is still going strong as they were young adults. Now, finally, they had saved enough money to have their dream family home, because they both aspired to have either a big family or a great family, and also to be the best parents ever. Now, after a while, Tracy and Milo realized that Tracy couldn't actually conceive a child. She was having major difficulties conceiving a child. So Milo was like, you know what, Tracy, it's alright. I've got you. You're enough, and we're enough as a couple. Our love is strong. We have such a healthy relationship. We can just get a dog. We don't even need to get a dog. But Tracy, she has negative traits. She has a jealousy trait, and she also has a mean trait. So Tracy was getting in her head because she felt that she wasn't woman enough, because she knew it was Milo's goal to be such a great parent, and she felt that she was failing him because she couldn't give him what he wanted, even though Milo specifically told her that there's no pressure on having a child. Like, we don't need one if you can't have one. It's all right. But Tracy took it upon herself to feel guilty about it. So one day she was on her computer and she stumbled across an adoption website. Now, she didn't actually discuss this with Milo, but as she was scrolling through the children, she saw Cora and fell in love. Now, the reason why she fell in love with Cora is literally because Cora looked like the baby her and Milo would have had if she was able to conceive. So she was like, I am getting that baby. So she literally went and she adopted a child while Milo was at work. She also took a day off of work for herself so she could adopt Cora. Now, her and Cora hit it off straight away. Cora, I don't know, like before Cora wasn't really clicking with her other families, but for some reason she was just drawn and attached to Tracy for some reason. Like she felt like Tracy was giving her all the needs that she needed. And Tracy treated Cora the best and she loved Cora with her whole heart because Cora was literally the baby that she couldn't have, but she's here. Literally. So Milo comes home and he's like, what's going on? And he's a little bit mad at Tracy because he's like, where's this child come from? We didn't discuss this. Our relationship is built on trust and yet you're going behind my back and doing things. Now Milo and Cora didn't really have such a strong relationship at the start. It was mainly Tracy and Cora. Now Tracy, even though she loved Cora, she still wanted to have a baby of her own. Like that was her whole desire. And even though Cora was her little mini me, Cora would want to do everything with her, she still wanted a baby for her own. So she still kept on trying and she was still unsuccessful with Milo. And Milo was like, we have Cora, like our family is a little blended family and we are complete. But Tracy still felt as if she wasn't enough. As I mentioned before, Cora still had some ongoing medical issues because of her incident, which meant that she was granted 10,000, I was about to say million, 10,000 simoleons from the government to cover her health fees. Now, this meant that they were getting a lot of money in the household. So Milo suggested to Cora, he was like, you know what, we are doing way too well. We have so much money. Your money, you don't even touch your own money. So you can start working because my money is literally enough to provide for this whole household and more. And then plus we're getting the 10 grand from Cora. You can literally just stay home and take care of Cora and do what you want. Now, Tracy did not like this because this started to make her feel insecure because she was given the title of a stay-at-home mum, but she didn't feel like a mother because she didn't birth Cora. So Tracy started to get depressed. She started to get into a certain cycle. She stopped speaking to Cora. She started to push her negativity towards Cora. This meant that Milo sometimes had to stay home and take care of Cora because Tracy, she wasn't eating, she wasn't taking care of herself, she was just isolating herself. Now, as Tracy began to isolate herself, she began to fall into some negative habits, and one of those habits was Coca-Cola. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, but I don't think I can say it on here, but she was just getting into a bit of Coca-Cola. Now, when Milo started noticing these habits, he was like, okay, this is not safe for Cora. Cora's already, her health is not that great as well. We don't want to bring her up in a broken home environment. So Milo started to work less days in a week. He was still bringing in enough money to provide for the household, but he started working less days a week and he would take care of Cora all the time. And this gradually started to build his and Cora's relationship. And from then on, Cora and Milo became inseparable. When I tell you, Milo was literally like Cora's birth father. They were always together. They went through everything together. Also, Milo would take care of Tracy as well. So when Tracy started to come out of her negative cycle, she noticed that her relationship with Cora was literally nothing. Like, it literally was not there. Whereas Cora's relationship with Milo was out of the rooftops, and Tracy started to become jealous because she was like, this should have been his relationship with our child. So what's going on here? Tracy started to direct negative energy towards Cora. Now Cora would notice it, but she would be like, you know what, like, she's going through a lot. Like, she would constantly make excuses for Tracy because she had a lot of love for Tracy. Because, as I told you, Cora never had that relationship with any other family that she had been with. Like, something about Tracy just connected her with Tracy. Like, she couldn't let go of Tracy. Nothing in her mind would ever like change her perspective on Tracy, no matter what Tracy was doing or was saying to her. Now, finally, Tracy got pregnant. Now, Tracy became obsessed with the idea of having a baby girl to kind of replace Cora, because she was getting jealous about Milo's and Cora's relationship even more as she got pregnant, and she began obsessing with the idea of giving him a baby girl that could kind of replace Cora, and that he would kind of treat better than Cora to prove his love for her, which is such a crazy way of thinking of things. But that's where Tracy was at. Them pregnancy hormones was just doing what they were just doing what they had to do. And of course, she has a mean and she has a jealous trait already, so it wasn't nothing new. It was just coming a bit more natural, you know. And Cora would notice this, but as I told you before, Cora, literally nothing Tracy did to her would ever break like her respect and her love for Tracy. Now, Tracy would get on to Cora like she was being that evil stepmom in the films. She would always get onto her for not locking the door. You know what? I actually got in trouble for not doing this as well, for not locking the door at night with the key and leaving the key in the door. She would get in trouble for leaving that one spoon in the sink. She would get in trouble for the littlest things, but Tracy would chew her out. Tracy would get aggressive towards her. Tracy would scream at her, leaving Cora going to bed crying her eyes out. It was not a great environment. And Milo would be like, Tracy, you've got to be nicer to her. But Tracy would take that as, like, she would take that too hard. She would be offended by that because she's like, no, Milo should be on my side, when there was no sides about it. Like, Cora's literally a child. So Cora's health started to decline. Now, I'm not sure if it was because of Tracy, but she started to be in the hospital regularly. Now, when Tracy got better, Milo had gone back to working like full time, but because he realized that Cora's health was declining a lot, he started to take more time off work to be in the hospital with Cora. And Tracy also started feeling guilty about how she was treating Cora, because Cora was in the hospital. Like, she was not doing well at all. Now, their relationship was at its peak when Cora was in the hospital. All the time they would rotate to take care of Cora. They would always call her. They gave her a phone for her birthday so they could FaceTime when she was in the hospital and they were at home. Milo would cook home cooked meals for Cora. Everything. Like, their family had never been stronger. Now, when Cora came home, everything was still good. But one night, Cora was distressed. She was shaking. She was having nightmares, and also like her health, like she was finding it difficult to breathe. And Milo found her in her bed that night. Now, Cora was unable to vocalize what was going on with her because she wasn't even sure what was going on with her, what was going on with her body. She just was completely unsure. So when Milo comes into her room, he sits on her bed and he's like, Cora, what's the matter? And Cora's just like, Cora can't vocalize herself, so she's very much confused, she's upset, she's distressed. So Milo's like, you know what, you don't have to speak now. Would you like my special hot chocolate? And we'll go downstairs and we'll watch a movie together. And if you feel comfortable to tell me what's wrong, then you can tell me what's wrong. But I'm only doing it for a hug. So Cora's like, you know what, deal, because his hot chocolate is bussin'. So she gives him a hug. They hug each other and Milo goes downstairs to make the hot chocolate. Now, before Milo goes to make the hot chocolate, he's like, ooh, I need to pee. So he goes to the bathroom and he goes to pee. Now, For some reason, he left his bathroom door open. Now, that night, because Cora had been in the hospital consecutively, she hadn't been home a lot. So she had forgotten to lock the front door. So even though the front door was closed, it wasn't locked. And unfortunately, on that night, a mysterious stranger broke into the house and was trying to steal some stuff. And he saw Milo in the bathroom, and he thought that Milo was coming to attack him, and he stabbed Milo, and unfortunately Milo bled out. Now, for some reason, Cora didn't hear all of this commotion. Like, nobody heard it. We're just gonna say their walls are really thick, but no one heard all this commotion. So Cora's now sitting in her bed. She's like, "Where is my hot chocolate? Like, does he want me to come down for it? Like, what is going on?" And she goes downstairs and she finds Milo on the floor. She finds him dead. Now she screams and cries out, and Tracy is pregnant. She's in like her coming to the end of her second trimester, and she's like, "Whew, what's all this noise, man? Like, why is Cora waking me up? Like, this child is about to get on my nerves again." So Tracy walks downstairs and she sees a puddle of blood, and she gets scared, and she goes in the bathroom. She sees Cora, but then she also sees her husband dead. And she also sees the front door open. And you know what the first thing this woman said? She didn't even hug Cora. She didn't do nothing. She was like, "This is your fault. You are the reason why my husband is dead, because he left the front door open." It's like, damn. Like, you could have given her a few seconds. But Tracy despised Cora for this. Now, because of the moment, how distressed she was, it actually forced Tracy into early labor. And Tracy actually gave birth to a little boy. Now, Tracy was fuming, and she blamed having a boy on Cora. She was like, Cora was a devil sent to her household to kill her husband, to make sure that she didn't conceive, and ruin her dream of having the perfect family and having a daughter. Now Cora's hella confused. She's completely distressed because her dad is still on the floor, dead, bleeding out, and she's hearing all this abuse. She's literally just seen her little baby brother being born, and she's just so confused. She's distressed, and she's also not feeling good as well. Now Tracy literally, she gives birth and she's like, that's me, hands dusted. I'm gonna do some Coca-Cola. I ain't got time for this. This is not happening. Like, Tracy goes into a daze. And now at this point, Cora realized she needs to put on her big girl panties on, because now there's a baby involved. Her dad is dead. It's just her and this baby. So Cora decides to name the baby Riley. Now, why she called that baby Riley? No clue. Because remember, Cora's still a child, so she probably read it in a book, or she was like, Riley's cute, or I have a best friend named Riley, so I'm gonna call my baby Riley. Whatever. But she called the baby boy Riley. It would have made more sense for her to call him like Junior or Milo, but she called that baby Riley. She took it upon herself. She was like, you know what, Tracy is in a bad state. There's nothing that I can do about it. She's not changing. She's only getting worse. So what do I need to do? I need to take care of this baby, because I don't want that baby to have the life that I had, and I'm not going back to the system, because it's going to be impossible for my real mother to find me. And also, if my real mother finds me, like, hopefully she'll be able to adopt baby Riley and we'll live as one big happy family. So that was Cora's dream. So now, growing up, Cora would take care of baby Riley. Now, she didn't really trust Tracy at all, because Tracy was never just Tracy. It was Tracy plus Coca-Cola. So she would be with Riley 24/7. But because Milo was also very big on education and he wanted Cora to be great, Cora decided that she was still going to stay in school. So she was a barista in the morning, I think from like 5 a.m. to like 8, and then she would take care of Riley, make sure he's up. She would clean Riley, take Riley to school, and then she would go to school. And she was just in a regular routine of doing work in school and taking care of Riley. Now, I'm not going to say she had amazing grades, because realistically in Sims I am so bad with keeping up with grades, but let's just say she was passing. Okay, she was doing what she had to do, okay? And baby Riley, she would always make sure that baby Riley was never just with Tracy, because Tracy would not take care of baby Riley. And Tracy became reliant on the 10 grand that Cora was bringing in, which is why Tracy never actually got rid of Cora, because if Cora went, that meant the 10 grand from the government is no longer coming in. And remember, Tracy had already given up her job, so that 10 grand was going straight into her Coca-Cola funds. So Cora didn't even have that money to take care of the bill. She didn't have that money to take care of Riley either. So she had to be working. And she knew that if she didn't work one day, they would mess up her pay. And it would just be a whole heap of mess. And she needed that money. So her little brother, who's basically her son, would have clothes on his back. He would be fed well. And he would have the best life that she could possibly give him. Now, one night, Cora was invited to a party. Now, normally, I don't want to say Cora was popular, but she knew a few people. Now, she was invited to a party, and normally she declines it because she didn't want to leave baby Riley at home alone with Tracy. But Tracy was actually going over to stay at her dealer's for the night. Now, when Tracy says she's going to stay at her dealer's, Cora knows that Tracy ain't coming back for 3-4 days, so she knew that baby Riley would be in the house alone. But obviously, she still didn't want to leave baby Riley alone. She didn't want baby Riley to be at home for that long. She didn't want him to get scared, but she was like, you know what, he'll actually be sleeping, and I'll talk to him. We'll have a little conversation about it, because she was very big on communicating with baby Riley about how he felt. So she decided that she would actually go to this party, because she didn't normally go to the parties, and she needed a break, because if she didn't have like even a smidge of a break, she would break down. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the party for 2 hours. I'm gonna feed Riley, make sure he's in his crib. I'm gonna put these extra locks on the door, so if Tracy comes home, she won't be able to get in, and she'll probably just stay at her dealer's house. But I'm not even gonna stay too long at that party regardless, because I don't want anything bad to happen to baby Riley, because if anything bad happens to baby Riley, like, that would be the end of it, because she already felt so bad about her dad dying because of all the negativity Tracy was putting onto her. She genuinely felt that she basically like stabbed her dad to that extent, which is quite sad. So she went to the party, and she was feeling a little bit out of place, but her friend convinced her to have a little bit of a drink. Now, normally she doesn't drink, but she was like, you know what, one drink will not hurt. Now, that's what everybody says. And she was down like 4 shots. This guy, he kept asking for her number, and she was like, you know what, let me give it to you. He had that good riz, you know. She was kind of feeling him, and maybe it was the alcohol or what, but his name, or what he told her his name was Meek, because that's what everyone calls him. So they started fraternizing. They were getting a little bit close, and then he decided to woohoo, and yeah. Cora enjoyed herself that night, but then she looked at the clock and she was like, oh no, it's been a while. I've left Riley for too long. She started freaking out because she wasn't sure like if Riley was okay, and she was like, I need to get home. So now at that time, she started to notice also a few of familiar faces of Tracy's sketchy friends started joining the party, and she was like, oh no. So she didn't want them to see her because of their habits, and they would definitely recognize her. So she was like, you know what, I need to get back home. And Meek was like, you know what, I'll actually drop you home, you know, babes. And she was like, are you alright though? Have you been drinking a little bit? He was like, no, I'm fine. Like, they were a little bit mesmerized with each other, but she doesn't really remember it because it was a bit of a blur. All she remembers is that she needed to get home to check on Riley. And when she came back home, Riley was bright-eyed. Riley literally jumped out of his crib and came to the door to see who it was. And literally Cora gave him the telling off of his life, because he shouldn't have been by the door, because it could have been anyone. But that night, Cora was like, you know what, Riley, you can sleep in my bed, because Riley, I believe he has a clingy trait. So Riley really missed her, and it was strange because Cora doesn't really leave Riley for that long, like that, unless he's at daycare or he's at like preschool. Now, as Cora's in her usual routine, she starts to realize she's feeling a bit sluggish, she's feeling a bit sick, but she's not. Like, she's thinking, am I cooking properly? Like, did I cook the chicken right? Like, what is going on? Like, at school, she would start sleeping, which was extremely unusual for her, because even though, like, she had such a tight schedule, because she had been doing it for so long, it came second nature to her. So she was like, maybe I shouldn't have gone to the party. I broke my routine, and now I'm feeling tired. I'm sleeping through class. I'm gonna drop behind. I still need to get that money. If not, what's Riley gonna eat? Like, she was genuinely scared. So one lesson, she must have smelled like crab legs, something like that, and she started feeling sick. And she literally went to the bathroom and threw up. And her friend was like, girl, are you pregnant? And Cora was like, no, I am not. Like, why would I be pregnant? Like, don't even joke about that. And her friend was like, well, you did tell me you boohooed at the party. Did you use protection or take anything after? And Cora was like, you're meant to take something after? Like, Cora was so confused. So her friend went and bought her a pregnancy test while they were still in school. Yeah, she bunked class, which was a very first for Cora. She didn't normally do stuff like that, but she had to find out. Guess what it said? She was positive. She was, why did I say it like it was a COVID test? But she was pregnant. So Cora literally sat down looking at the test, and she cried. She cried her eyes out. She could not believe what was happening. She literally couldn't believe what was happening. Like, her life was going so well, and the one time she broke out of her routine, she ended up pregnant. She was like, you know what, I don't even know like the dad like that. She was like, what am I gonna do with myself? What's happening with my life? Like, what have I done to deserve all these bad things in my life? Then after a while, she got to thinking, but she was still like, you know what, like, I'm gonna have to save up to get rid of this baby, because like having the baby is gonna be more expensive than getting rid of it. But as she came home, she took care of Riley as normal. She did her usual routine. And Tracy, for some reason, Tracy must have had a different strain of Coca-Cola. Maybe Diet Coke or Coke Zero, because Tracy was on a different one today. She was being aggressive. She was screaming. And this was the first time Riley had seen firsthand who Tracy was because of the Coca-Cola. Because normally Cora would shelter Riley, or Cora would put on headphones for Riley. So Riley didn't really know what was going on. He basically viewed Cora as his mother, even though she was his big sis. But Cora was like, that's enough. That is it. I'm not having Riley live in a toxic environment. It's not happening. No, she can't do this anymore. She's not going to allow him to grow up like this. She saw the fear in Riley's eyes, and she could not do it anymore. She was like, Riley deserves a better life than this, and I'm gonna give it to him. And then she started thinking, she was like, you know what? So does this baby. I can't get rid of this baby, because you know what? I'm going to create a good life for this baby, and I'm gonna do all that I can for this baby. And you know what? Me and Riley and this baby, we are getting out of this damn house. And Cora began looking. She was looking at houses, she was looking at everywhere. She just needed to get out. And on her mind, she was like, you know what? I am just gonna up and leave, because you know what? Tracy is no longer the Tracy who adopted her. She has been taken over by grief, by her jealousy, and just by plain old rudeness. Like, she's not Tracy anymore. She's literally a dragon. Like, I need to do what's best for me, this baby, and Riley. So you know what? I'm gonna stop stalling. I'm gonna stop looking for houses, and we are just getting out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. Thank you for literally taking like an hour out of your time to either watch this video or just listen to it. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything I can improve in the comments. Let me know about yourself, and also let me know if there's any CC or any mods that you think would be brilliant for this Let's Play. And I'll see you next time with Cora. Bye.